Is yes, we're live. Go ahead, Kerry.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Kerry Mr. Excitement, Bronx, New York, in the building. Guys, the $10,000 plus income earners Google Hangout. Man, we just got some exciting information that just came down the pike of what's really happening in DS domination. And I know some of our top leaders, they know a little bit more than us, because that's how they do. Once you start making that once you start making that type of money, they just kind of let you in on the inner circle. But I'm flat out excited about what's about to happen in our event coming down in Las Vegas. One, I've never been there. Two, it's a tax write-off. Now, I'm not a tax person, so definitely consult your tax accountant about what you can write off and what you can't. But I know that trip is a paycation, not a vacation. So guys, if you don't have people in DS domination right now, y'all know me. Okay, if you don't have people in DS domination right now, and especially on this team, the unit of prosperity, you guys are doing yourself a great disjustice. So, as we're getting the rest of the panel filled in here, because man, I just can't stop, man. I just got my tickets. I reserved my room. I'm excited. I'm excited about what's happening. So some of you guys are probably new. You're watching this for the first time. You're like, well, what's going on? What is he talking about? Well, a little bit about me. Okay, I was stuck in shiny ball syndrome before my friend Reginald Stenson came over to me and pulled out the shiny ball syndrome plug out of the back of my head. I was in a company over here thinking that I was going to be able to make a whole bunch of money, but it took a whole bunch of recruiting. Okay? Thank God I was able to really take a serious look. And when I say serious look, I started out slow. When he showed it to me, I paid this no attention. I paid DS domination no attention, so I started out slow. Started out very slow because I didn't take it seriously. Don't be like me and start out slow. You want to come in, who's ever sharing this with you, you want to come in, hit the ground running as hard as you can, and don't look up until 12/31/2014. I said it. Do not look up until 12/31/2014. You can open your eyes on New Year's 2015, and trust me, your whole life, your whole bank account, now your results may vary. I can't guarantee that because you may not do nothing, but I can tell you a lot of the panel here has only been in DS domination for about 6 months or less. And they are making some extraordinary results as far as in income, as far as in organizations, as far as in eBay sales. And again, we can't guarantee your success. We can't guarantee that you're going to make it into the $10,000 earners and above hangout. But we do know that if you plug in and you stay plugged in with us and you follow the directions, you stay plugged into the unit of prosperity, your life will definitely change, not only financially, but relationship-wise, and you really have a new outlook on really how, being able to make money, one, without recruiting is such a breeze, but two, it's so easy that you kind of find yourself saying, you know what? I want to recruit. I want to share this with other people because I just don't want to be on the beaches of the world by myself. I want to be on the beaches of the world along with the whole panel down here because we're all making money. So when I took DS domination seriously, I followed what Rogers said do. I started making sales. I started making sales on eBay, and I said, you know what? That's all I need to see. I know that it works, and I said, I'm about to start sharing this. I'm about to start sharing this like a wild person, and that's exactly what I did. To the tune of I have over 100 personally sponsored people in my organization. Over 100. I've never in my entire home-based business life ever had that many people, and the list is growing. So what does that tell you? We have something here that works, okay? Our Facebook group has cracked the 8,000 member mark at the Unit of Prosperity. So that means to tell you that you're in the right place at the right time with the bunch of leaders that are definitely here to help you out. So with that said, I'm going to go down. I'm going to just go down and pick out the next panelist to come out and just let them share what DS Domination has really meant for them. You know, how excited about the information is that Roger just shared. You know, I think we probably crashed the website because so many people were like registering for the website for the upcoming event. So with that said, you know, Pam, you know, I'd love for you to come on out, girl. Mrs. High Definition Camera, she's just making all this type of money. She's buying Mac, she's buying this. No, I'm just joking, guys. But Pam is an extraordinary superstar, extraordinary leader, and she is paving the way. Guys, if any men are watching this right now, let me give you a hint. Sign up the women. That's all I got to say. Go ahead, Pam. Let them know.
I have to say the women are rocking it in the UOP. So we definitely are. And shout out to my sisters on the panel. A few of them on my team. I'm so excited and proud to have them on my team. This is just a phenomenal business. It's just been a blessing. I think when I try and think about what DS Domination is to me, the one word that keeps coming to mind is blessing, because it's blessed me. It's blessed my family. I mean, all of you guys on the panel personally have your own testimony and story, but I mean, it's just been really a life changer for me, because it's allowing me to have a life. That's the best way to describe it. I actually have a life now because of this program and using this system. So that's why I got involved with it. Let me back up. I got involved with it after doing a couple other things online that really were not working for me. I was making money, but the difference is I definitely wasn't having fun like this, I can tell you that for sure. So I wasn't having fun, and most importantly is my team. They weren't making money like I was. So that to me has always been an issue, because when people come to me and they look to me as someone, I guess if you want to call it a leader, I have a hard time doing the whole leader thing, but someone that they maybe aspire to be like, you want to lead them in the right direction. You want to be able to say confidently, listen, I know it'll work for you because it'll work for me. Well, I tried a couple other businesses, and I can tell you for certain I didn't feel that way, because it was barely working for me. I was really having to struggle to make it work for me to make some money in it. So when I came to this company and I saw how easy the business was, initially I wasn't even pursuing it from an affiliate perspective. I was just behind the scenes doing stuff, selling stuff and making money and doing something totally different. And I'm one of those people like you who just got forced into the business almost, because I was making so much money. I saw my team making money. I saw these ladies on the panel, Jen and Keisha, making money, and they were on my team. And I'm saying to myself, if they're making all this money, I've got to be making some money too. And when I stepped back and looked at it, I realized that I was making almost as much money, if not more at that time, than I was making doing what I was currently doing, and it wasn't residual. So it was really a huge eye-opener to me, for me to be able to look and say, I've barely done anything other than introduced it to a handful of people. And when I say handful, I literally in a 3-4 month period of time signed up 30 people. And out of that 30 people, I think maybe 7 or 8 of them ended up doing some work, but one of them was a runner, and her name is Keisha. She's on this panel. And from that, there was another young lady, Val, who came out of that. And I mean, just a few people turned my entire life upside down, but in a good way. So that's how I ended up in this position. This month, I think, I don't even know what I'm going to do this month, 25 grand or something in affiliate commissions, not counting, you know, another $5,000 from sales and profit. I mean, 6 months ago, I can't even tell you where things were at. I can tell you it wasn't 30, 40 grand a month. And I feel confidently in the next couple months, not just myself, but all of these people on the panel, we're all going to be doing, you know, 40, 50 grand a month it's unheard of because I'm not really working hard. And when I tell people that, they almost don't believe me. But it's a fun ride. We're having fun. We're changing lives, and we're helping people in such a phenomenal way. It's really hard, again, to put words to it other than to say it's a blessing. And I know that it can help so many other people too if they just give it a shot.
All right, thank you, Pam. And since we're talking about money, we have to give an income disclaimer and tell you that your results may vary. We are not guaranteeing any level of income whatsoever. It's totally dependent on your efforts. You know, it does take hard work and diligent effort. You got to be coachable and all that good stuff. So we're not guaranteeing any income whatsoever. So she did work her butt off. She lost sleep at times, created migraines and everything else during the process of getting to where she is. Now, we're going to do this hangout a little bit different. Thank you, Carrie, for filling in for me here for a second. And we'll apologize for the technical difficulties earlier on, but you know, technology sometimes does that. Also, I'm going to give another disclaimer. I'm not sure if you can see because it's kind of dark, but I'm not well groomed right now. So I'm going to apologize in advance for that if that offends someone. But when you work from home, you don't have to get up and shave every day. So didn't get a chance to take care of that today. Also, another disclaimer: the women are probably going to be the best looking people you see tonight. So that's awesome for you all. All right, but anyway, back to the point of this hangout. What I want to do is, since this is a 10K per month, well, not a 10K earner, not a 10K per month, but hangout. We do got people on here that are on their way to doing that as well. But I just want to throw out a couple of questions that we generally get from people that are inquiring about this business. And Pam, you kind of cover some of the stepping stones that you had to go through to get to where you are. And anybody can jump out at any time to answer this question, and you all can do it however you want. I want this to be more conversational tonight. But basically, in order for you, for you all that have gotten to where you are right now in your business, that you have any type of success, whether it's big or small, any type of result, big or small, what were some of the challenges that you faced that you had to overcome that led you to get to where you are now with DS Domination? So whoever want to jump out and answer that question.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go first right there, Mr. Excitement. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys. You know, when I came over here, you know, when you got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, okay, a lot of times some of us do come from other, you know, we're in something else prior to seeing DS Domination, and you're still looking over your shoulder. You know, it's like the car's driving away, and you're looking over your shoulder like, man, should I really leave it? Should I really? And you're not sure, you know. So you come over into DS Domination, and I came over half-heartedly, you know, and that really could make some, you know, that really could mess you up on, you know, in a lot of ways. So when I came over half-heartedly, I really didn't say, you know what, this is it, right here, zero. Like somebody said one time, you know, you got, you know, you can't ride 2 horses. One guy can't ride 2 horses. Something like that. You know what I'm saying? You're only one person, okay? You're only one person, and you can't divide yourself up so many times. So when you say you pay your money, and you know, sometimes the $20, I really, you know, I paid $19.95. I really didn't care. You know, I'm like, oh, it's $19.95. It's my buddy Reggie. You know, whatever. That's the wrong mindset that I had coming in. So some of you might be looking and say, you know what, I just joined up. I was doing XYZ, and you're still looking back at XYZ even though you know it's not good for you. You know, and it's hard to cut the umbilical cord. I'm saying to myself, I had to cut the umbilical cord, you know, and run full steam with this. And when I finally decided to really cut and don't look back, and when I say don't look back, that means I'm not even looking in the Facebook, the old Facebook groups. I'm not reading anything about, you know, what happened over there. My focus really became all UOP, DS Domination, 120%. As Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher, says, you got to give it 120. not 100%, not 110%. You got to give it 120. And when I finally decided to do that, that's when the income started to go. That's when I started to sponsor more people, and that's when, you know, the 10K became possible for the first time ever. And I've been working home-based business from 9/1/99. That's when it really solidified for me, when I decided to give it all 120% right here, and don't even associate myself with looking in, you know, AKA I started to mind my own business, and my business was DS Domination.
All right, thanks for jumping out. And those glasses are pretty nice, man. They look new. I don't know if those the same ones you had.
Yeah, I want to hang out every week. You see the same glasses.
I never really paid attention to them until now. Those are pretty nice glasses.
Bro.
All right, so anyone else want to chime in on that?
I'll go.
All right, go ahead.
You know, for me, I had to get over laziness and get over the fact that the system was so simple, it was easy not to do it. Sometimes when you don't have a lot of skin in the game, or you're only at that 1999 level, it's kind of like, yeah, you know, take it or leave it. I don't know if I feel like doing it today, or I don't know if I want to watch the video today, or I don't feel like posting any day. And when you do that, you're obviously not going to get any results. The longer you sit around and don't do anything, the less results you get. But for some reason, we don't seem to think that there's a connection between that. So I know when I first got in, I sat around for 2 weeks. Like, you know, Carrie said, it was a friend who told me about the opportunity. I trusted her. I said, okay, you know, it sounds good. I looked at the video. I like it. All right, cool. I'm going to sign up. But then I sat on it for 2 weeks and didn't do anything. And then when I did do something, I put up one product and had this hope, wish, dream, fanciful thought that, yeah, I'm going to be a millionaire off of one product. No, ma'am. Go sit down somewhere. Not so much. You know, but it happened. That came to me because I had been chasing pie in the sky dreams for so long. I have been following every guru out there and every, you know, just come over here, just one more thing, and you're going to be it, and you're going to have it, and you're going to do it for so long that I honestly was looking for that genie in the bottle moment. I didn't realize that, you know what, you're going to have to go to work. If you really want to get some success, you need to go to work. This is not, I signed up and bam, my 3 wishes come true. No. This is you sign up, you put the systems and the tools into place that are given to you. There is no secret club. There is nothing else that you need to go to. You use what's given to you, and then you'll see success. When I finally let that click in my head, I put up more items, and within 6 days, they were selling like hotcakes. And I'm like, oh man, where's all this money coming from? Well, you know, that's the result of work. That's the result of working. You're not going to get that from sitting on your tush.
All right, awesome, awesome. Thank you for jumping out, Ivy. Does anyone else want to jump out, share their insights on that? Jot? You muted yourself back. All right, we can't hear you, bro.
Well, while he's trying to get that fixed, Reginald, I'll say that the timing of it was perfect. We have put in some work, and yes, we have gotten some migraines behind it, but it's been all worth it. You know, one thing about this business is that we're still in the beginning stages, so we're still growing. This business is still growing. It's still a young business, and we're still learning so much. So what did it take to get here? It took just a consistency. We were just I was being consistent. I know a lot of everyone that was on here was just being consistent and just believing and having faith that it would work for us, because we'd seen you do it. You know, I saw Keisha do it. I saw Jen do it. I saw so many people on this panel who were already having success. It didn't make sense that it wouldn't work for me. I believe that if it works for someone else, if you can make 50 grand, I can make 50 grand. So I just went on the belief system that, hey, it's working for Reginald, it'll work for me. And a few months later, lo and behold, it's working very well, I might add. So,
thank you, Pam. Go ahead, Jock.
Okay, my challenge was a little bit different, probably from most people's challenge, because I've been in the industry for years, probably as many years as Carrie has been in the industry, and I've been around as well as seen the 10,000, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 income earners, and sometimes what happens is you see people making that type of money, but it's really not real to you because it hasn't happened for you. So part of my struggle in the beginning was actually believing that I deserved the success that I was actually obtaining, because things happen relatively quick. Once I had actually made the decision to start sharing DSD with other individuals, which was on December the 4th. And so I struggled with that for a second, and then another struggle was because I was having success. You know, the easy thing to do is say, well, I'm going to relax. I'm going to take my foot off the gas pedal and just start coasting. So I really had to find a balance between actually experiencing success and then not losing my mind. Just because, you know, I had wanted success in this industry for so many years, and I wanted it so bad. And when it started happening, I was, you know, kind of second guessing myself. I was like, is this really it? You know, is this really the company that is going to take me to 10 grand and beyond? Like, is this really happening? Nah, this is not happening. And then people kept enrolling. I kept sharing the opportunity with individuals. And finally, you know, I accepted it for what it was, because between December the 4th and December the 31st, 2013, I actually enrolled 101 people and generated over $5,000. That was my best month ever in this industry. And mind you, I've been in the industry off and on for the better part of 20 years, ever since I was a teenager. So I accepted it, and now I'm just continuing to build and build up upon my success, but also taking the time out to really teach and train and mentor others so that they too can go out and create the success that they deserve. And if nobody gets anything from the message that I'm saying, because I am super excited, it's this: you deserve absolutely, without a doubt and unwaveringly, to be successful. You deserve success. So I just want to encourage everybody to, hey, if you're taking a look at this Hangout, go ahead and get started. And when you get started, make the commitment that you're going to be here 12, 24, 36 months from now, because success for a lot of us, it doesn't happen overnight, contrary to popular belief. This is not a get-rich-quick program. It's not a scheme. It's not a scam. This is a real business, and the individuals that you see on this panel this evening are running this like a business, and that's why we're getting paid like business owners.
Awesome, awesome. Very, very great advice, and I really appreciate you jumping out. Anyone else want to jump out?
Can I jump out real quick, Reginald?
Sure.
And I'm gonna be really short tonight, but oh, sorry about that. But you know, I was listening to Pam and Carrie and everyone, and in this business, it really takes, you know, I was thinking about heart. You know, it takes heart. I was listening the other night. I don't know what channel I was listening to, but they were talking about Michael Jordan and how Michael Jordan's one of his best games, he had the flu. He played the game with the flu the entire game, and it was like his best game. And in this business, sometimes you're gonna have to show up even when you don't feel like it. Like tonight, I was just texting her like I had a throbbing headache, and it's because of caffeine, right? I drink a lot of coffee. Okay, I live in Seattle, right? So I'm going through these caffeine withdrawals, but it's caused me to have a headache and different things. And so I could have easily been like, oh well, I have a headache, so I'm going to, I'm going to miss tonight. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm committed, to this business, I'm committed to my family, I'm committed to the top income earners, right? I'm committed to being on top. So sometimes you have to push when you don't feel like it. All right? And so if I can give you anything of what many of us have probably had to do to get to be on the panel, on the 10K panel, is that, even when your makeup is jacked up, right, and everything is not all together, you got to still show up, because 80% of success It's simply you showing up. and that's my motto. You know, I may go for the rest of the night. My picture may come up, you know what I'm saying? And I'll be listening and dealing, you know, with where I am. But I just wanted to make sure I shared, you know, what my secret to success is, and that's showing up to the game, okay, with your tennis shoes, with everything you need, you know, showing up to the game and playing the game with all you got, all right? So I love y'all.
Thanks, Keisha. Keisha fires me up. She's not feeling well, and she's on here still bringing the pain, you know, bringing it, showing up to the game. And that's really what it's about, like she said, ultimately. So is there anyone else that wants to jump out and share?
We love you too, Keish.
I love y'all. Okay, that's where I show up. Okay, because I love this team. You know, I love this. This is awesome. It's not even work, right? It's just doing what you love. I mean, you know, man. I mean, what a life to live, to get paid, to, you know, to push people and support people and everything. So I love it. So thanks, you guys.
Thank you, and I really appreciate. Again, and this is another testament that, you know, any other person wouldn't even be on the Hangout, probably wouldn't even watch the Hangout sick, you know, let alone even, you know, be up right now. So by you showing up and leading by example, you know, it's one thing saying it and teaching it to other people, but you're actually leading by example, setting the example and the tone for your team. And you know, I really appreciate that. I'm sure they do, and it shows that it can be done. You just have to want it. And again, like you said, this is not work; it's all fun, and we're just having so much fun, and we're changing lives. So, Jen, I see you unmuted, so I'm going to let you go ahead and jump out and share your thoughts on this.
Yeah, Reginald, for a while I saw Keisha posting all the testimonials on her Facebook wall, and I thought, you know, they're just weeny little commissions, right? You're just getting a little bit on each sale. And so I had this attitude, like, I came from real estate and I was in another internet marketing business where there were these huge commissions kind of dangled on a stick, but I had never actually received one of those large commissions. So I had in my mind that, you know, big commissions were really what I needed to be playing for, and so eventually she wore me down with all the proof, and I figured, you know what, it's 1995, I'll jump in, I'll give it a trial, and I'll see what happens. And so I did, and within 24 hours I had my first sale, and with that small success, you know, I didn't make $3,000 on that sale. I probably made, I think it was like $30 or something on that sale. But that showed me just how simple this business is, and what it gave me a glimpse into what is possible here. And so as I started focusing on the business, I honestly got in, and when I had that success, I figured, you know what, we're going to put the pedal to the metal here, because I have things that I want to see happen. So if this is something that's going to work, then let's run it out to its full potential. So I just started listing items, and growing my business. And the beauty of this business is that you're building a pipeline. You're planting seeds that start producing. You know, some of these items that you list once, you may sell them even multiple times in a day. You may sell them once a month. You may sell them however frequently you're selling them. You're going to get profits off of them over and over and over, because they're essentially commodity items. You know, they're not like a very individual house that you have to find exactly the right buyer for. These things are things that are selling all the time off of major retailers, and people are buying them. So I feel like we're just standing still at the door of this gold mine, and right now I'm on track to make $10,000 this month. And I look back, I mean, this will be my 5th month in the business, and already that is far more than I ever made at a corporate job. And I just started this 5 months. I didn't have any experience selling on eBay. You know, I wasn't making any money in my internet marketing business before this. So essentially I went from practically zero to $10,000 in a month in 5 months. And I don't know of any other business where you can do that. And the beauty of it is it's not just some random chance thing. It's the money starts coming in more and more and more as you're growing your business, and it just grows consistently as you, of course, pay attention to it and focus on it. But it's a lot more regular, a lot more consistent, and gosh, I just love this business.
Awesome. Yeah, we all do. And again, this company has changed lives. So again, whoever invited you to this hangout here tonight, make sure you get back with whoever that is. If you're ready to learn a little bit more about what we're doing, you can click on a yellow button. It's an 8-minute video. It explains the entire process. Well, if you're ready to get started, it's only $20. You can click on the green button. Now, I wanted to talk about really people that say they don't have the money to get started with this thing. You know, this is another thing that a lot of people throw out there. I don't have the money, or I don't have the time. So what would you say to someone that will, I know what I would say, but I want you all to chime in, and I may say something after you all talk. So what would you say to someone that has, you know, debt up to the ceiling? You know, they're living paycheck to paycheck. They have a job that they hate. They don't have any time freedom. Basically, someone else is taking care of their kids, you know, going through repossessions and everything drastic you could possibly think about that real everyday people, with some real everyday people experience on a daily basis. When they're presented with an opportunity like this, and they say, some people have a tendency to say that they don't have the time or they don't have the money, or what would be something, or what would be the advice that you would give to a person that would say that? What would you say to them?
Ooh, can I go?
Yes.
You know what? As somebody who has lived through foreclosure, repossession, bankruptcy, you know, you name it, I've done it. It's just, yeah, whatever. It's never about the money. You can say all day long, every day, I don't have the money. I don't have the money. It's never about the money. What it always tends to be about is either belief that they can do it, or it ends up being faith that it'll work for them. So if you can get over that, if you can trust that the system is actually duplicatable enough for you to make back your first initial $20 investment, then you will find the money. I know when I was going through all of the foreclosure and stuff, I was still eating out. I still would stop in the fast food line and go get something to eat. Well, how are you going through foreclosure? I thought you ain't had no money. It's not about the money. You make time and you make money for what you want to pay for. People have to get over, can I do this? They have to know that I can do this, and that this system really is, you really are going to get a full, complete training system that allows you to start from jump making money in this business. There is no other added to extra supplement that you need. No, you can put in $20 and you can get it back if you go to work. Let me put that disclaimer up there. If you go to work. But you will not need to get anything else until you've made that back. And so I think it's more about belief than it is about money. That's just my personal opinion.
Okay. Anyone else want to jump out?
Yeah, you know, I'm gonna step out on this. And hey, Ivy, you're like cutting off part of your face. Just angle your camera down a little bit.
There.
There's the rest of you. I knew the rest of it was right there. But I gotta say it like this. You know, I was listening to Eric Thomas today, and he said, you know, it's about your why. You know, it's about your why. And like she just said, you know, you're paying to eat out, you're paying to do all this other stuff. And Reggie knows. You know, Reggie knows. We've been in some companies where the startup was like 500. You know, and the person says they don't got it. You know. But then you look on their Facebook wall, they just bought a plasma flat screen TV. Like, where you get that from? People got money for the things that they want to have money for. And until the pain, you know, reaches that level, they're never going to move. And so when I run into a person like that, unfortunately, I don't have the patience of Job like the rest of these people here to kind of Dr. Phil, the prospect. I saw a Facebook post today, and the guy said, would I get my money back? Will you give me my money back if can I get a refund if this thing doesn't work out? And he pulled it away from him. He said back. He sent the message back with posture, and we have to be as people that are sharing the opportunity. We have to be realistic that everyone out there cannot be saved. I don't care if it's a 1995 program or a $19,000 program. I know in my mind, everybody can't be saved. So if the person says, "Hey, I don't got it," but they're willing to show me a glimmer of light, that they're willing to make some changes to make this happen, then I'm gonna work with them. But if I get too many, I can't, I'm busy, I'm this, I'm that, I got karate practice, I got ballet practice, I got this practice. Oh, by the way, can you get me, pick me up a pack of Newports while you're in there? $15 for a pack of Newports. No! We have to posture up as affiliates when we're out there. And if it's not right for somebody, don't be afraid. I'm not afraid to say, you know what, this is not for you right now. We'll still keep our friendship, but you know what? You're not the type of person that I'm really looking to help right now. I need somebody with a little bit more backbone, so I can help them reach, the promised land.
Were you done, Kevin?
Oh yeah, no, I thought somebody was saying something. Come on now. I think Ms. K wanted to chime in on that. Go ahead, Ms. K. I know you're ready.
Hey, how are you all? Basically, what I wanted to say, just like what you and Ivy said, people find the money to do whatever it is that they want to do. And if you want it bad enough, you'll figure it out. I can attest to a lot of things that Ivy just said, having been through foreclosure on not one home, but two, having lose not 2 cars, but 4, and still, like she said, out buying food at the fast food restaurant, still getting my nails done. So, and what they like to call it in my area, being hood rich, but you do what it is that you want to do. And like Carrie said, if the pain is hard enough, strong enough, you'll figure it out. I mean, I understand that some people just may be down on their luck, and like Carrie said, then at this time, this just may not be for you. You just have to figure it out. I mean, as they always suggest on some of the other hangouts, you can collect cans, you can give blood, you can borrow the money. If you really realized what this $20 investment would do for your life and for your family, you'll be out there picking up pennies or whatever it is that you need to do in order to get in. I mean, you not having the money, to me, is more the reason why you need this, because how can you be, and forgive me if I'm sounding mean, but how can you be a grown person who don't have $20 to start a business? You can't start a business nowhere for $20. So if you don't have $20 to get started, you have a serious issue that you need to see about and take care of it, because that's a serious problem to not have $20 and to be a grown person. And I don't mean to be hard or anything like that, but that's just the reality of it. And a lot of times it has to do with the mindset. We'll tend to spend money on things that will not yield us anything, but on something that will yield us some benefits, then it has to be a scam, or what's the catch, or if it don't work, can I get my money back? No, you can't. If it don't work, that means you didn't work it, because it's obvious there's 8,000 people in this group. So that means that this is working for somebody. You just have to make up in your mind and figure it out. That's it.
I like that. I like that, Kay. You let them know. You smack them in the mouth tonight. We smacking people in the mouth tonight. And I know Pam getting ready to come up and just
She had the serious face, Carrie. You made her laugh, man.
I,
See?
I'm thinking like the ladies say. I mean, if it's something that you want, you'll find a way to do it. People find ways to do whatever they want. They'll say they don't have the money, and they'll go and get the hair done, or they'll say they don't have the money, and they're willing to go. And I've told people, listen, don't pay a bill. Make some arrangements if that's what you need to do. Because if you're in a situation where you can't pay your bills on a consistent basis, then what's another 2 or 3 weeks going to mean? I mean, seriously, what's another 2 or 3? You already late. You can barely pay them anyway. So why not put something on hold, take the money, invest so that you can get yourself out of the situation so that you never have to struggle again. So it's all, for me, I think it's all mindset. It's all in how you look at it. And if your perspective is, like someone posted, I'm wasting my money. If you look at it like it's something that you buy, like a meal, then yeah, it's a waste because you're not going to get anything out of it. This has been literally the best investment I have probably ever made. I'd have to sit down before I say ever. But right now, it's seeming like the best investment I've ever made. I mean, for everything, to get all of the products, to be able to make money on multiple different levels with the same business. I mean, I spent less. Well, I spent less than I don't even know. It's not even that much money when you consider. I don't even know if I've made 10 times over, 20 times over, 25 times over at this point. I probably did that just this month. I actually did. Now that I think about it, I made 25 times over the money I invested just this month, not counting the other months. And so if I had not wanted to make that $20 investment, or if I had not wanted to upgrade, even though I was a little slow doing it, I wouldn't be in this spot right now. And I can tell anyone, all of the time, the heartache, the crying, the not knowing how I was going to pay my bills, the hiding the car because I couldn't pay for it, the avoiding the phone calls, everything, it leads right to this moment. So the sacrifice, is it worth it? Absolutely. But you have to make up in your mind that you're just sick and tired of being broke and busted. I mean, I've been on both ends, and I don't care what anyone says. When they say money don't buy anything, they are lying. They are broke, because I have money, and I can tell you life is wonderful with money, and life was horrible when I didn't have it. I mean, I was struggling. You talk about avoiding calls. I just never answered my phone. If someone called me, they would say, well, I called you 3 days ago, and I go, well, it may be in one of those 40 messages with the bill collectors, because I didn't answer my phone. I just couldn't afford to answer my phone, and it got to a point, I don't know if I told this story, but I had lost my home, lost my businesses years ago, and I remember a bill collector called me, and he was trying to threaten me and tell me he was going to put something on my credit. I said, dude, if you can find space, knock yourself out. I mean, there's nothing you can say to me anymore that's really going to have that effect on me. There is no space on my credit. So if you can find a spot to scribble it on there, I got tax liens, I owe everybody and their mama, and lost my house and all my rental properties. Knock yourself out. I'm paying cash for everything anyway when I have the money. So you have to get an attitude where you just don't even care anymore. But for $20, when people say I don't have $20, I just say, oh, okay, and I leave it alone, because I know in their head they're not ready for what God can bless them with in this opportunity. They're not even nowhere near ready if $20 is that much of a struggle. Because I would never tell someone, if I had to sell the shoes on my feet, I would never tell someone that I could not come up with $20 and I'm 43 years old. And that's just the truth. So, you know, you have to think about where you're at and where you want to go, because next week you're still going to be broke. So why not do something today? I tell people all the time, make payment arrangements. The light company, they won't cut you off. Make payment arrangements for a week and then bust your butt for a week to get the money back. That's how I see it. Well, then, you know, I do the plasma and everything else. You can donate plasma. I think we added pick-up cans. Jen said you can borrow money from a friend, use a friend's credit card, and go out there and get you a second job. They have day shift jobs. I mean, I've seen people outside holding signs up. They paid them $50 a day. That'll get you in. So you got to stop making excuses and find a solution.
Absolutely, and you're so right. And one thing that everybody should realize here tonight, that we all had to start somewhere. All right, everybody just didn't jump out there and become extremely successful in what we're doing. I mean, we have some I would say horrific stories. I don't know if that's the right word, but maybe it is. Some of them are ridiculous stories of where we've come from that got us to the point to where we are now. And I remember, you know, when we had to make payment arrangements, and we was making payment arrangements for the wrong reason sometimes, just to just to go out and hang out with the friends, you know what I mean, and spend money on Longhorns or Logan's or Chili's or something, which wasn't yielding us any results. But we did that because we were so up to our head in debt that we didn't have any room to go out there and just have money to go out and eat. So in order for us to get out the house and do something, we made a payment arrangement to go out to eat dinner, which of course that's not gonna yield us anything except, you know, calories and weight and everything else. So, you know, like everyone said that spoke, basically you have money for what you want it for, and if you don't make a decision today, like Pam said, to do something about your situation, where are you gonna be the next 5 years from now? Where are you gonna be next week? Where are you gonna be the next 10 years? I actually, and this is really sad, I actually did a video on this today because I was talking to a friend of mine that's a mortician, and they run a funeral home. And whether you all want to talk about this or not, but this is the reality. At some point, we're going to leave the earth, okay, unless God come back first. So when that happens, I think it's very unfortunate that a lot of people, when their time is up on this earth, that they don't even have life insurance. So instead of leaving a legacy for their families, they're leaving more bills. They don't even know how they're going to bury them. You know, I don't want my family to have to go through all that. And I think it's so sad that we're not planning for things like that. We don't think about retirement. We live for the now, which in some instances that's okay for the most part. But what you really should be thinking about, especially as an adult, you should be thinking about your future. You should be thinking about your retirement. You should be thinking about your kids' college fund if you plan on sending your kids to college. You know, you should be thinking about where you are now. If you don't do something now to change the quality of your life, are you going to still be in a situation? If you don't make time now, then are you going to have time next week or next year or next month? You're not. Okay, you're going to keep using the same excuse over and over again and repeating the same cycles that has kept you stuck and broken in a place where you don't want to be. So if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you're tired of eating ramen noodles every night for dinner, okay, I can relate, been there, okay, mixing it up, putting the refried beans in there with the squeezed cheese, okay, what y'all know about that, okay, you know, hooking it up, whatever it is, guys, seriously, if you're tired of that, you're tired of eating the little weenies, I forgot what them things are called, whatever it is, wherever you are in life, if you're tired of not having time, some of you all may have a very successful job or you're very successful in your occupation, but you don't have time because you work all day literally. You know, there's people out there that have literally other people raising their kids and they want to break away from that. Or you may be in a place to where you don't have a retirement, you don't have a 401k, and especially with the way things are going now, I know a lot of people that have doctorate degrees that are working at McDonald's, or they had this job that they've been with for 20 years and they decided to downsize and hire someone younger, and they didn't have a plan B in place. So at the very least, regardless to where you are right now, you need to have a plan B in place. Now, this is a very solid plan A, but if you like where you are right now, all right, if you like where you are right now with your occupation or whatever, and you're just looking for a plan B for the tax benefits or whatever it is, at the very least, guys, get started. It's only $20 and position yourself to be able to control your future. Take control of your future because, again, as long as you work for someone else, you don't control anything that could possibly happen to you in the future. At any moment, they can say, hey, you know, we're going to let you go. And I've seen it happen, okay? So it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when for a lot of you all out there. So don't think that it can't happen to you. Don't think that it won't happen to you. Don't wait until it happens to you. Position yourself now so that if it happens, you know, it's not devastating to you. So anyone else want to jump out on that topic? I heard someone unmuted. I thought it was Jock. Okay.
Yes, sir. That was me.
All right, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so what I've found with a lot of individuals is that they want to be convinced. You know, they'll make up all these excuses, be it money, be it time, but they want somebody to convince them to spend $20. Now, the reality of it is when you're hungry, nobody has to convince you to go get something to eat. When you're tired, nobody has to convince you that you need to go lay down and get some sleep. So when you broke, nobody should have to convince you that you need to do something different in order to change your circumstances. You know, I tell a lot of people, because individuals, you know, they have all these misconceptions and negative thoughts and feelings about this industry. And I'll tell somebody straight up, look, it's a $20 decision. When you spend $20, I'm going to make 10. But let me tell you this, me making $10 off of the 20 that you spend is not enough to change my life. It is not enough to make a significant difference in my income. But the reality of it is, if I can help you, if I can either teach you, if I can train you or direct you to the DSD information, if I can help you make money, then that's going to benefit you and it's going to benefit me, because we're going to work together potentially for years. So again, people need to get rid of that mindset of, you know, wanting to be convinced as to why they should spend $20, because the bottom line is that if you're broke and you don't have money, or you're struggling, or your circumstances are very challenging or very difficult, it's at that time that you have to become very resourceful. You have to think outside the box. A lot of us have pride. Well, when you broke, I mean, you really need to take that pride and put it to the side. Me, I'm the type of person, if I have to borrow the money, I'm going to call up a family member first, and then if a family member doesn't respond, I'm going to call up a friend. You know, but I'm going to think outside the box. You know, I'm going to ask somebody, hey, can I do some work for you? I remember about a year and a half or so ago, I needed to raise some money for a particular business. And I raised about $300 or $400 by going around my house, putting a whole bunch of items in my truck, and going to the Starlight Drive-In here in Atlanta on Moreland Avenue, Highway 42. Just so y'all know, I live in Atlanta. And on Saturday mornings, they have this big flea market slash garage sale set up. Me and my wife sat out there in the hot sun for nearly like 8-9 hours, made $300-400. I made that money, and you know what I did with it? I went and invested it into a business. So when it comes to 1995, you know, really, to me, it's a matter of you either want this or you don't want this. Because if you want to stay broke, then don't spend the money. If you want to make excuses, don't spend the money. But I'm going to tell everybody, this is a 1995 decision that can literally change your life. It can greatly improve your financial circumstances. And I know from experience, you know, firsthand, and I've shared it before on one of these Hangouts, approximately 17 months ago, my bank account, and I still have the screenshot to this day, it was a negative $28. That's what my bank account was, negative 28. Now today, and I'm not going to tell you how much exactly I have, but let's just say I have nearly $20,000 in the bank. And I'm going to tell you, that is a result of what has happened to me in less than 4 months here with DSD. And I'm going to say, too, if I didn't make that decision, I would never be in this position sharing my personal story with you today. So don't be a person that has to be convinced. Be a person that has faith and belief in yourself first and foremost, and then everything else will take care of itself.
Thank you, Jock. Thank you, Jock. And that's pretty cool, man, to have 5 figures in the bank. You know, a lot of people don't even make that in a year, or that's all they have in a year. And to be honest, most people in America especially don't have savings. You know, they have the glimmer and glamour, but when it all boils down to it, they don't really have any savings. So to come from where you come from and be in a position where you are now, I mean, it's a very powerful story. And I want to throw this out here as well for you all, because we're coming up on the hour. So I want you all to share with the people, you know, exactly. I don't know if I asked this question, but I'm going to ask it again in a different way, I guess. And I want Sean to jump out because Sean is over there quiet. All right. So what does it take to really be successful? And it's a broad question, but what does it really take? And I'm going to kind of kick it off, and then Sean, I'm going to let you jump out here, and then anyone else can jump out after that. But for the most part, guys, you know, you have to really want it, like everybody said, and you have to really look at what's the consequence that's gonna occur if you don't make it happen. And I said this before, and I look at it like this. You know, I work this business like my life depends on it, because it does. Because one thing that you don't want to do is to quit. And it's so easy to give up, and people just give up and treat this business, just because there's only a $20 investment, like a $20 business. But this is a business, because it's a virtual business. You don't have all the overhead that you would traditionally have if you were to start an offline business. So that's why it's not, you know, as costly as if you were to go out there and to franchise something like a Subway or something. I forgot how much that costs, but that's going to probably cost you a couple $100,000 to be able to do that, or something else of that nature. So you don't have to write a business plan. You don't have to do anything like that. You're talking about a virtual business, essentially, that you're running from home, that you have an entry level of $20 that could potentially pay you thousands of dollars per month. But the problem I see with most people, and this is a problem that I had initially, is that I didn't really take it serious, you know, early on in my career, just because of the cost of the business. But one thing that I learned, you know, through experience and through coaching and everything else, is that whatever income that you desire to make in life, this does not just pertain to this, but if you're an entrepreneur, which you are if you're watching this, or you're going to be one, whatever income level that you desire to have, your habits have to match up with it. Okay, you cannot go half-heartedly with this and expect to achieve these extraordinary results in business. It doesn't work like that. So if you pay $20, or if you get all the products, whatever your investment is tonight, whatever income that you want to make or that you desire to make, first and foremost, you need to write that down, and you need to look at it every single day, and you need to come up with a plan of action as to what you're going to do to be able to achieve that income. And in order for that income to become a reality in your life, your habits have to match up. You are going to have to make, you know, temporary sacrifices to have that long-term gain, like a call I heard tonight, which is true. You're going to have to sacrifice sleep. You may have to sacrifice going out to eat. You may have to sacrifice, you know, you may have to cut some things off if that's going to keep you active in your business, things that are not doing you any good, that's not serving the purpose of your life. Whatever sacrifice it is, you know what it is that you have to make, you have to do it. And one thing that you don't want to do, especially if you have children, is to quit. Because especially as adults, okay, especially for the parents, we don't want our kids to quit certain stuff, especially when it comes to sports or something that's going on in school. We tell them don't quit, don't give up, blah, blah, blah. And I'm saying we on being nice. But we say all this, but in turn, when it comes to building a business like this, we are so quick to quit, which I find that, you know, hypocritical in a sense, because you can't tell your kids, honestly, to do something that you're not willing to do yourself and expect them to listen, because your kids are watching you. So that's something that you really need to think about, and that's a conversation I don't want to have. Okay, son, I quit my business, and, you know, we're probably going to get put out of our house. You know, that type of stuff. It's not a conversation that you should want to have with your kids or with your spouse or whatever it is. So you have to want it bad enough, and you have to look at what the end result is. And from a personal standpoint, coming from where I come from, you know, you all know my story. I'm not going to get into all the deepness of it, but we grew up, even as a child growing up, we never really had, you know, a whole lot. It was always a constant struggle for us. I watched my mom be a single mom struggle to raise me and my brother, right? A single mother. You know, we were living with my grandmother for a while. She ended up jumping out to the project, and she progressively moved up, you know, as time allowed and she got better jobs. But it was still a constant struggle because she was a single mom. And, you know, I really appreciate that struggle, because my mom taught me how to be independent, you know, and she taught me a lot of other things as well. And I watched her struggle to raise us, which taught me a lot of things today. But during that struggle that we went through growing up, it taught me and it implanted in me to provide a lifestyle for my family so that they don't have to experience the same struggles that I experienced. And even coming into the marriage, again, came into the marriage still in college. My wife was a senior in high school. We got married. She was a senior, and I'm a freshman in college. Got married. She graduated or whatever, and I ended up dropping out of school because I've discovered very quickly that wasn't something I wanted to do. And I'm working dead-end jobs. We struggle literally. You heard me talk about the noodles and cheese and refried. That's not a joke. That is real life. Okay, that's something that we ate several nights in a row. We even ate on her job because we didn't have food to put in the house on certain occasions. You know, we did all of that. Our son used to sleep in a room with us because we didn't have a big apartment. We had a one-bedroom apartment. We had a surprise baby. It wasn't planned. They're a blessing, but it wasn't a planned child. And he slept in a room with us for a while. We got the hand-me-downs, all of that. We couldn't even afford to buy, baby clothes. We got all hand-me-downs, hand-me-down beds. Everything is hand-me-down. So, but instead of getting comfortable with that, instead of getting comfortable with the food stamps, instead of getting comfortable with the hand-me-downs and saying, hey, I'm just going to give up and roll over, or instead of getting comfortable because people said that I wasn't going to make it, I'm just going to be a statistic because you have a record, you're not going to ever have a good job. You're never, ever going to achieve a level of success. You're never, ever going to be in the top 1%. This is what people were telling me. You wasting your time looking for a job. You should probably just go back out there and do what you've been doing. Even family members told me that. So instead of listening to all of that, I made it a point to prove all those people wrong. That, hey, I decided to take a new direction in life. I'm not going to go back to where I come from. I'm not going to settle for less. I'm not going to live on TenCare. I'm not going to live on EBT. I'm not going to settle for buy here, pay here cars. I'm not going to be living in these, shacky apartment houses with the heaters or whatever it is, guys. I'm not going to settle. I'm going to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And when I first got into my first business, I handed out flyers all day. I stuck stuff in people's windows, whatever it took to make it happen, guys. I did it. This internet thing, recently I just got into it. And again, sometimes we forget, that it is a business and it's going to take effort. It doesn't happen overnight. Success is a process. And if you're willing to go through the process, and if your pain is great enough, then guys, whatever lifestyle that you want, okay, a better life. Some of you all may not want anything great, but I'm here to tell you all that you deserve the best, and you can achieve the best, and you can live the best, you can see the best, you can experience the best if you take massive action. Don't make excuses. You got to be hungry. You got to hustle. You really got to hustle. That's what it all boils down to. You got to make sacrifices, and you got to go out there and go to work and hustle. And if you continue to hustle, if you continue to be consistent, and I'm not talking about illegal hustling, all right? When I say hustle, that just, there's just another terminology for, taking massive action. But taking massive action, constantly hustling, being consistent, proving the naysayers wrong. Some of you all got people right now that want you to fail, and you don't even know that. And some people want you to fail. All right? Are you going to prove them right, or are you going to prove them wrong? Because you have an opportunity here tonight, regardless of what your background is, regardless of where you come from, regardless of what your education level is, regardless of what you look like, color, whatever. None of that matter. It's all obsolete here tonight. You have an opportunity to take action tonight. Click the green button below, get started, take massive action, and achieve the same income level that everyone on here has, or even a greater income level than anyone else has. But again, it all boils down to the work that you put in. So, Sean.
Hey, man.
Go ahead.
How's it going? All right. Yeah, Reggie, man, I think you touched on so many good points there. And I just wanted to start off by saying, man, like what you guys were talking about before about the $20, I just went to McDonald's tonight, got my wife and I a little McDonald's dinner. I know you probably shouldn't be eating McDonald's, but $17, man. I mean, you know, stuff like that is what gets me when people say they can't afford 20 bucks. Like, you know, cut out your night out at the bar, cut out that pizza delivery, cut out that McDonald's order. You know what I mean? Like, we're talking about 20 bucks here. We're not talking about some programs out there that, you know, they want you to go all in and the whole product line costs like 5Gs. We're talking 20 bucks here to get a chance to sell on eBay, sell on Amazon, make some profit. So, you know, you're not breaking the bank. Every single person, I firmly believe this, every single person in the world has the ability to go find 20 bucks. Like, just go make it happen. So I just wanted to state that there. But on your point about what it takes to be successful, I think you touched on a lot of the points, but for me, the major point is just taking action no matter what, every single day, no matter how you feel. And, you know, I remember it was one Sunday there, and I had bronchitis, and I had to deliver the welcome webinar, and you asked if I was going to make it, and of course I was going to make it. You know, that was my action for the day. I had to make it. It didn't matter if I had bronchitis, if I was coughing up a storm. I was going to deliver that webinar. And, you know, to be honest, that webinar doesn't make me money, really. I'm already welcoming people in the program, but that's part of my daily action plan that I've committed to as part of the Leadership Council, and I'm going to do that every single day, right? And at the end of the day, I think some people have, and I don't want to be rude or harsh here, but I'm just going to say it, I think some people have a mirage, sort of an image that when they pay 20 bucks, like, money's going to come print out of their machine, and they're all going to be Reginald Stinsons tomorrow. It doesn't work like that, right? Like, you have to have a long-term vision. You have to have a long-term plan. Like, when I run this business, I think about, where am I at today? Where do I want to be at in 30 days? Where do I want to be at in 90 days? Where do I want to be at next year, right? I already know that this business is going to be a long-term business for me. And if I'm only making $1,000 now, I'm going to make $2,000 next month. And then after that, I'm going to move to 4, right? You have to set yourself with some goals. And I have some people that come in, and it's not everybody. I certainly have a lot of people. I've been blessed to have a team of up to 200 today in my downline, just crossed that mark, all total. And I've had lots of great success stories, and it ranges, right? I mean, I have myself here, and I've been able to earn 10K over the past 60 days, and I have other people that are just earning a few hundred, a few $1,000s, and they're really happy with their goals. But at the end of the day, the reason that they're getting there is because they set the action plan in place. They take action every day. They get out there, they list their eBay items. They're out posting ads on Craigslist to try and get signups or whatever it is that they want to do to achieve their goals. But if you're just going to sign up, and after 2 weeks you got 5 items on eBay, and then you're going to post in our Facebook group and ask why you're not making $2,000, I mean, I think the answer is self-evident, right? You're not taking the daily actions that are required to be successful in your business. And if you want to make 10K, if you want to make 1K, if you want to make $100, you need to be out there with goals and an action plan in place and do them every single day. And another thing is, too, you need to be able to take some risks and step outside your comfort zone. And I'm not talking about going out there and buying, 5,000 clicks on a solo ad and spending money when you don't have it or you don't know what to do with. I'm talking about, if you have a plan to sign people up and you don't have a budget, maybe you need to be out there making YouTube videos. Maybe you need to be out there on Facebook. Maybe you need to be out there on Craigslist. I don't know what it is. But there's lots of free things you can do too. You just have to think about it and step outside your comfort zone. Like, before I joined DS Domination, I was very afraid to get out front of the camera. And for all of you that don't think so, you can go over to my YouTube channel and check out my very first video. I keep it there because it's the worst video I've ever seen in my life. But it was the first video I ever made. And I keep it there as a reminder of where I started and where I am now. And I'm not going to say I'm the best YouTube video maker of all time, but I've improved and I've got better at it, and I've had compliments and I've had signups from my videos. But it would have never happened if I didn't have a plan, if I didn't really believe in the YouTube marketing, if I didn't go out and take action and have a plan that, when I believe making these YouTube videos would lead to more affiliate sales. And that's what it's really all about. It's about taking action. It's about having goals. It's about writing down your goals. And it's about realizing that this business isn't a 2-week venture. You're not going to make 10K in 2 weeks. I'm just going to throw that out there. Maybe you'll get lucky. I don't know. You come in and somehow you get 1,000 people to sign up for you in 2 weeks. I don't know. Maybe that happens. But chances are you're not going to make 10K in 2 weeks, right? It's going to take time. I'm here in my 4.5 month, and I'm just starting to get to those levels. But My first 2 weeks in this program, I didn't have any eBay sales. My first month, I was lucky if I broke $100. It would have been so easy for me to say, you know what, this is no good, I quit. But I just believed in it, and I kept pushing, and I kept taking actions, and I kept writing down my goals. And every single day, I was up to 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, you know, working on my blog, making my videos, doing my Craigslist posts every single day. And there would be some days where I wouldn't have any sign-ups, any sales, nothing. And, you know, of course, you feel a little bit discouraged, but I knew in the back of my mind that it wasn't about that day or that moment that may have not been a good day of sales. It was about the long-term vision that I had. It was about my long-term plan to get to that six-figure level. And if I had quit at that point, I don't know where I would be right now, right? So, yeah, you know, you might have some hiccups along the way to start, but that's like any business. I tell people all the time, if you're going to start an offline business, you're going to have to invest tens of thousands of dollars. Like, imagine if you wanted to go start a restaurant right now. Like, you need to go get bank loans. You need to go maybe take out a second mortgage, put your car up or something. We're talking about $20 here, man. I mean, it's not... it's nothing. It really is nothing, and it's really what I like about DS Domination is it's really so low risk for such a high reward. I mean, even if you went the whole year, you got to look at it this way: 20 times 12 is $240. I don't know any business out there where you could run on a whole year, and all you got to do is invest $240. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. If you're really serious about making money online, you got to click on the button below. You got to make sure that you have an action plan in place, that you take action every single day, and that you have short, medium, and long-term goals so that you're always having something to aim towards so you can be successful in your business. That, to me, is what has propelled me into the success that I've had. And I bet if you asked every leader on this panel here, they would tell you a similar story. So that's, from my perspective, what it's all about.
All right, thank you, man, for jumping out. And again, you took imperfect action, and of course, you made progress and you progressed. And I think that's why a lot of people get hung up at. They try to make things perfect in the beginning, and it's not about being perfect. It's just about doing something to get whatever content it is out about your business, and eventually you'll get better over time. It has happened to you because you made close to $2,000 this month. So very excited for you. Hey, go ahead. Kay, did you want to jump out?
Yeah. Sorry about that. Just to your question, it basically, for me, it takes hard work and dedication. It takes commitment. It takes focus. It takes doing things that you otherwise probably wouldn't want to do. And it makes me think back to the video that I did for tomorrow. It's basically in a lot of people say, well, there she go. But basically, in the Bible, it says that be not weary in well-doing, for in due season you will reap if you faint not. Basically, if you do not give up, if you do not quit, if you do not get unfocused, if you do not get stagnated, but if you're putting in the work, doing the things that you need to do, that you will reap the benefit. It's just a given. If you're doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing, you can't let small things get in your way. I mean, you just have to keep going. So all I wanted to say was basically you just need to get focused. You need to make a commitment. You need to, first of all, get your mind right. If you don't have your mind right, you ain't going nowhere. But after that, you need to put in the work that needs to be done. And here in DS Domination, it's not like most of the things that we're used to doing where it requires so much for so little. The IPAs that you have to do here are very minimal, which will yield you results that will be far beyond that you can ever imagine. Who would have thought that copying and pasting and just following simple directions that you would be able to yield an income that we've been able to yield? But it did come from years of learning. I mean, there is a learning curve in everything that you do, But the leaders here have set forth examples. They have everything here in place at the Unit of Prosperity. So if you're looking to be a part of DS Domination, the Unit of Prosperity, hands down, is the team that you want to be on, because everything is set here for you to be successful. The roadmap is there. You don't have to recreate the wheel. You don't have to do anything but follow what's there before you. And if you follow, and if you don't faint, if you don't quit, if you don't go into this pity party, want to give up just because your sponsor didn't answer the call, or somebody in the group said something that you didn't like, or whatever the case may be, committed to your journey and you want to get to the end result, if you do the work, you will see this thing to the end and reap the rewards and the benefits that you so deserve for your efforts and your time. And that's basically what I want to say.
Okay, cool. And I want to put this out here really quick before I forget, because there's a lot going on. But anyway, tonight is, for you all that are still in the business, tonight is the last night. Well, actually, tomorrow is technically. So tomorrow is the last day that you have if you want to participate in the boot camp. So the qualifications for that, I don't have the slide up, so I'm not even going to pull it up. But basically what you have to do if you are currently in the business, or if you plan on joining the business tonight, is you have to have the Pro, Elite, and Unleashed products. And basically what we're going to be doing in this boot camp is, it is for a select group of people who decided to take massive action and invest in themselves and their business. And it's going to be an intimate session. Okay, right now it's right at like 430 people that are participating in the boot camp right now. We're going to cover a variety of different topics that the people who are training on these different areas of topics, which one is branding and influence. We have, branding mastery, how to build leadership and influence in this industry, social media mastery, YouTube, outsourcing secrets, which is for you customers. And also six-figure dropship formula, I think that's what we call. We're going to have that in there as well, and we probably throw in a few extra bonuses. We're also going to have an all-in webinar as well along with that. So you have to be in position to receive this training. So if you do want to participate in that, you need to be on those 3 products, and you need to contact your sponsor. We're not going to do the email thing, I don't think. Comment in the group somewhere that you need to be added to the group, and we'll figure it out from there on how to get you into the group, or contact your sponsor, because they're probably already in, and have them add you to the group for the boot camp. But you do have to show proof that you own all the products. So if you don't provide proof, then we're not going to let you in. And trust me, you want to be in the boot camp, because again, we're going to share with you exactly what we've done to create the incomes that we've created. And I hate to brag and boast about it, but like I said, we have trainers that have earned multiple 5 figures within a month that are going to be training you. We have people who are experts on the eBay side that have made as much as $800, $900 a day. That's probably on the short tail end of what they've done on eBay. That's going to be training you on how to do that exactly. So if you want your income to really catapult to a whole nother level, we're going to give you the fundamentals in the beginning, with the branding and the leadership and influence, and we're going to give you the skill set training in the end that's really going to help you potentially get to where you want to go if you take massive action. So it's called the 6 weeks to 6-figure boot camp. We're going to lay it all out on the table during this. No fluff, no hype, straight value to help catapult your business to the next level. So if you want to get in on that, it's not too late. You have until tomorrow to go ahead and take care of whatever you need to take care of to get in position to receive that, and we'll get you into the group. So I'm going to go to Ivy real quick, and then I think Jock want to say something. So Ivy, go ahead and jump out here really quick and share your piece with the world.
I guess for me, what it takes to be successful in this business specifically, what just, too often we get in the from next and click do the first 20, learn what you need to learn there, and then we can talk about moving on to the next step. But if you haven't even taken the first step yet, then we don't need to be addressing what's going to happen 5 years from now, because we might not even have where to get out. So the first step process is to, and as you're more knowledge, put it into practice. Don't sit on the knowledge. Don't just keep studying and learning and following people and asking all these different questions. You're not doing information, because the only thing that leads you doing is either becoming stuck. So start, get the first foundation of it, begin what you need to begin, and as you get better at it, then you will add to if you decide that you need to. But I want to talk to the moms, the working moms, for just a moment. I can totally agree and completely understand your story, and Pam's, and Keisha's, and everybody else who's been on here who's had a struggle. Ooh, I have had a struggle, but I've also had a mountaintop. I've also had a great experience. I've also been the mom who worked, 18-hour days. And I only saw my kids in the morning to kiss them good morning, and I saw them, kiss them, and say good night. I was that mom who didn't know my children. I was that mom who, quite like my kids, who was want to be around them and give them a yes from me. We're not adopted. I still had issues with them as my children, and I worked myself home to lose. Because I was working so hard, because I was trying to get up this image, or I had things on it. They're private school, all three of them. We had the house, we had the brand new cars, we had all this stuff that we were going to do. And so for me, I had to get to the point where I decided, you know what, enough is enough. That's it. I can't keep doing this. I cannot keep doing it. Sometimes you just don't have, some of you don't have, want to live. How long can you go living the way you're living? If you're a working mom, how long can you go with your kids, your children's lives, not really, do you really expect to have a relationship with this? This is real. I'm from a real experience. $20 could change the face of your deal now. It could change things better. Please change $20. It's only $20. Talk about it. Just click the join button below.
All right, Ivy, I think we lost you. You're breaking up really bad. So,
I'm sorry.
Okay, you're good. So I think we lost you. Oh, you still there? So yeah, you were breaking up a little bit at the end. I don't know if you got that squared away. But anyway, Jock.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
All right, very well. So I just want to touch briefly on something that you had mentioned earlier, with regards to the process that it takes in order for an individual to become successful. If any of us really think about things that we've been successful in during the course of our lives, then we've gone through a process, and also we've progressively gotten better over the course of time. Understand, again, and I just really want to reiterate this point, that DSD, DS Domination, drop shipping, or even the affiliate side, this is a real industry, multi-billion-dollar industry, and this is a real business. And so you're going to have to go through a process. You're going to have to make progress in order to reach your goals. A lot of people, they see, like the leaders on the panel tonight, and you want the success that we've already obtained. And you compare yourself to people that have already obtained success. Now, there's nothing wrong with mimicking and or modeling the leaders, but you can't compare yourself to anyone else because you don't know what that person has been through. You don't know the struggle. You don't know the fight. You don't know the sacrifice. It's been mentioned earlier with regards to why. Really ask yourself, why do you want to be in this industry? Why do you want to be successful? I've heard it said that if your why doesn't make you cry, then it's not strong enough. For myself personally, my why is so strong that I'm willing to die for it. Ask yourself, are you willing to die for your why? Really, how strong is your why? I know that I do what I do for my wife and my 3 kids, and if it came down to it, I would die for them. So yes, my why is that strong, and I'm committed to my success as well as my team's success. But finally, again, look at the individuals that are on this panel. Get to know us. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to approach us, because the bottom line is this. The more success stories that we can create inside of DS Domination, it bodes well for DS Domination, but it also bodes well for the entire industry, because people look at this industry and sometimes they look at it kind of sideways, like, that's one of those things. Well, again, this is a business. This is an industry that can help you to essentially live the life that you've always wanted to live, the life that you've dreamed about. You can achieve that inside of this industry. Nobody is going to give it to you. You have to go out and work for it. And again, you have people that have already obtained success, people that have blazed the trail, so to speak. All you have to do is just come down the same path, and don't try to do it your own way, because again, it's already been figured out, but you have to be committed to going to work. So again, that's really all I wanted to say this evening. Want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out with us. Want to thank all the leaders that were on the panel. And hey, I don't know if you're hesitating. I don't even know if you're still listening to me, but go ahead and click that link and get started with us. Don't just make a decision. Make a commitment to change your life for the better. It's 1995. Literally, if you can't make a 1995 commitment, then ask yourself, are you really serious about changing your life?
Thanks, Jock. Carrie, go ahead.
You already know. You already know how it's about to go down right now. There ain't going to be no little Teletubbies or little fluffy bunnies. Okay, guys, real talk. Okay, everybody on the panel started out the same way. The keys to success inside of DS Domination, inside of UOP, there's a whole flipping reason why we're at 8,000 plus members with a community so strong. Reggie's seen the writing on the wall, and he knew that this business model, combined with the Unit of Prosperity community, we are kicking butt and taking names. You come into DS Domination, the secrets to success, the secrets to the cha-ching, is not trying to do it your own way. Okay? You're not racing anybody. You're not saying, okay, I gotta make my cha-ching faster than everybody else. That's not it. You copy, you paste, you watch a video, you pause it, and guys, this Sunday on the Winter Women's Network, okay, when you also see one of the panelists born disabled, able to do this, I got all my fallacies, okay? I got both arms, both legs, I'm pretty coherent, okay? I'm almost all there, okay? And I'm able to do this. If you've been successful in anything in your life, reach back down in there and say, you know what, I used to run track, and I used to be the fastest person in track, and I got these medals when I was in track. What was my mindset when I was running track? Or I used to do this. What was my mindset when I was doing that and I was successful? The principles of success never really change. Sometimes you get lazy and they fade away into the background, but the principles are always the same. Persistence, dedication, okay? I made it through the United States Marine Corps boot camp. I stood on those yellow footprints, okay? And when you get off that bus and you hear the drill instructor yelling at you, get off my bus, get off my stinking bus, get on the footprints right now. I said, get on the footprints right now. When you hear that and you're standing there and you're sweating and they don't feed you. They don't feed you for like 24 hours. You're in a room where there's no windows. So you lose concept of time and the reconditioning starts. There's a reason why they say it's the few and the flipping proud. There's a reason why the people that are in the unit of prosperity are having so much success, and you see it constantly and constantly. We're all watching the same videos. But are we all applying what the video says do? That's all you need to do. Apply exactly what Roger says do. In order for me to make it through the Marine Corps boot camp, I had to do what the drill instructor said do. When they said this is how you throw a live grenade, you pull the pin, you count, you throw, you release. If I kept it in my hand, there's no Mr. Excitement right here. There's headless excitement. There's no head blown off. All we gotta do is follow the instructions. My fear, okay? And sometimes a little bit of fear is good. A little bit of fear motivates you, okay? We had a very harsh winter. And you heard about some people on the panel talking about foreclosure and all of that stuff, losing their home, okay? My fear is make sure that my family never experiences that. Because it's cold out there. And I think about the people that don't have no homes. They're homeless because they didn't put themselves in the right positions in life. And like Reggie said, before you know it, you know, your time is going to be up at any time. So what are you doing right now? Are we the prettiest bow? Are we the prettiest rose in the home business box? No, we're not the prettiest flower inside there. But guess what? We shine the brightest. We shine the brightest because we're helping average people. And if an average person can copy and paste, and congratulations to Antoinette, just joined a week ago, had her first sale today, 1 week ago, and all she did was watch the same videos, found a product, some sort of silly cream, and she made her first sale. She and her husband is flat out excited, and she just upgraded to an affiliate because she knows that this works, and she's already sharing it, and she's only made one sale, and she's that confident that she's ready to share it with the world after just making one sale. Sometimes you need to prove it to yourself. But if you stay committed and you stay consistent and watch Roger's videos, get on there early. If you need to get on there 7:45, get on there 7:45 because I get on early at 7:45 so I don't miss Roger's training. I don't want to watch the replay. Replay isn't for suckers. But then again, if you're at work and you're busy and all that type of stuff, I do apologize. You just can't make it. I understand. You're not a sucker. But, you know, if you're not doing nothing, if it's a toss-up between Dancing with the Stars and watching Roger, well, you're going to have to DVR that. You know, put that on the back shelf. And like Ivy said, if you're not plugged into our mindset training, okay, the radio has been turned off. She said something on the mindset call that we did. She said she hasn't listened to the radio she hasn't listened to watch TV in a long while, like 7-9 years or whatever like that. Okay?
9 years.
9 years, okay? So I'm not saying you got to throw your TV out, you know, because you probably pay a lot of money for it, you know, but what you put into your mind, okay, while you're doing the dishes, while you're doing, you know, your regular day-to-day stuff, driving down the road, okay? We're not, you know, you can't copy and paste when you're driving down the road. What you're putting into your mind really, really sets the pace. because there's so much junk out there. So that's my keys to success. Staying plugged in, watching the videos over and over again, not trying to tell myself, oh, I'm smarter than Roger. I watched the video one time and I know it all. No, I don't know it all. I don't know it all till I have made $2 million in eBay transactions, 36,000 transactions. That's when I'm going to say I know it all. And maybe even at that point, I still don't know it all. Guys, we got to pull our heads out of our butts, okay? Vegas is coming up, okay? This thing is real, okay? We don't have to have, Ferraris rolling up with UOP license plates. Well, we may have that. I'm not sure. It's up to Reggie. But guys, we're in the #1 community. The #1 community, and I thank God that I landed here, because just today, somebody called me. And you know what happens when somebody calls you on this and you haven't heard from them in a while? Guess what they're trying to do? They're not trying to join DS Domination. They're trying to pitch you on the next hottest deal out there. And it felt so good when he says, well, I had to call and talk to my friend about, I had to tell Mr. Excitement about this. And it felt so good for me to be able to say, you know what? I'm good. I got a team that I'm committed to. I got a community, unit of prosperity that I'm committed to. And good luck with that. But I'm right here. And I kept it moving. With that said, guys, make a decision. Click the join now button. Forget the more information. We want to see a lot more members hitting the $10,000 and above earners hangout when we next meet. So with that said, that's my tips for success. Keep it moving, okay, and don't give up. Follow the videos. Don't shortcut the shortcut. Don't try to get the 5-finger discount. Do it all exactly how Roger says do it, and you too will be having your chance.
You know what? You probably should have told them to throw their TV out, because honestly, TV is killing a lot of people mentally. I know a lot of people jumped off because the Scandal is on and the Vikings and everything else. It is Thursday, so which is all right. I mean, I think it's at some time you can have leisure stuff to do like that, but we in a day and age where everybody almost have a DVR if you have cable. I mean, I don't know anyone that doesn't have a DVR. So if you do like those type of shows, you have to make it a point to DVR like I'm doing over here. And I've been recording Scandal, but I haven't watched none of the season this year. So I probably catch it on vacation or something and watch them all then. But it's all a mindset thing. Even when you jump into your car, and I think Ivy talked about this Tuesday as well, people rather listen to the radio and these stupid songs that are on the radio now than to actually listen to something that's going to feed your mind. And again, it all depends on the level of success you want to achieve. If you're just going to play with this and not take it seriously, then continue to do what you're doing, and of course you're going to continue to get where you've always gotten. But if you want to, take it to the next level, if you want to be a millionaire, number one, you need to follow those people that have the results that you have. And if you have the money, I suggest that you hire a coach. And I'm just going to be straight up, get a coach. All right. But other than that, you have to feed your mind with positive stuff. Even when I'm shopping, for example, I was listening to a Jeffrey Cohn podcast, which I'm going to post in the group after this hangout. It was called Why Winners Win, or How Winners Win. That was like the most powerful thing I ever heard in my life, and I think it'll empower a lot of you all and fire you up once you listen to it. And I encourage you all to listen to it. I'm going to post in the group after this. Things like that's going to feed you, that's going to empower you and inspire you and make you better. You have to constantly, soak that in, because the reality is this: there's so much bad news that goes on in life. If you watch the news, I never hardly ever see anything positive on the news, so I don't watch it. When you're out there having conversations with people or just listening to people, you don't even have to be in a conversation. It's always bad news or something about people talking about lack or whatever, some things that you don't desire. So if you're not feeding your mind with the proper things that's going to keep you sharp, that's going to empower you and help you grow as a leader in this profession, then ultimately you're going to end up withering away just like the other people out there. So make sure that you're properly consuming things that's going to empower you and inspire you and help you take yourself and your business to the next level, and surround yourself with a community like the Unit of Prosperity. So I'm not going to drag this thing on any longer because I do have food in there that I do need to prepare. All right. But if you haven't already, guys, click the link below to get started. You are more than a number here. We are a community. We will coach you, mentor you, inspire you to success. We provide a variety of different trainings that you would traditionally have to pay for, you know, if you were to join something else. I can assure you of that. Thousands of dollars, and we're going to give you all of that because we want you to be successful in all areas of your life, not just with DS Domination, but have a successful marriage, a successful whatever. Okay, we train on it all here with our team. So whoever invited you, thank them for inviting you, and then sign up. Make sure that the person who invited you, that you're signing up with them so that they get proper credit. Let me do this really quick because I want to show you all how to do this. All right, make sure that they are getting credit because we want them to. Okay, so basically all you have to do is click on this green button here and click that button, and you want to scroll down first before you fill out anything. And of course this is going to say Jesse because I was on his page, but whoever invited you by referral name, it should have their name there. If their name is not there, then you need to contact them and make sure they send you the correct link so that they get proper credit. Everything else on here is self-explanatory. You see it's only $19.95 to get you in the game. There's nothing really to think about. It's nothing to talk to your spouse about, really. $20. Again, this could turn into you know, a multiple 5-figure income monthly for you all potentially if you take massive action. And again, we're not guaranteeing any type of income whatsoever, but the reason why we can say that is because a lot of us on here have done that, and we haven't really been talking about a whole lot of money tonight, but I'm telling you all, DS Domination has changed our life. It is not just us on this panel that's making money, because typically if you look at, you know, any other company out there, and this is not a bash or anything like that, but most of the companies I've been in, all I see is, you know, a very small select group of people making money and hardly no one making any progress. And I understand that everybody does not want to be rich. Some people just want to take care of a phone bill. Some people may only want to take care of a light bill or a car note or a mortgage. Whatever level of success you want to experience, it is possible here. And if you plan on referring other people to DS Domination, you can do it without any conviction in your heart because you know that they can make money with this. There's so many people on our team for the first time ever are now experiencing success with this. And for the first time ever that I've been a part of the home-based business industry, your income is not dependent upon recruiting. All right, you don't have to recruit to make money. You don't have to recruit. It's optional. So that is pretty cool. We've proven that. We have people earning 5 figures a month on eBay and Amazon, again, or multiple 4 figures a month, or 4 figures a month, or 3 figures a month, a figure a month, any figure a month. They're doing it here with DS Domination. So again, guys, this is the opportunity you've been looking for. If you want to get the proper training, this is the company that you want to align yourself with. And we have a lot of cool things that are going to be announced at our Vegas event that's really going to take this company to the next level. So if you are in, make sure you buy your ticket, you know, tonight. Don't wait till tomorrow. If you have to, whatever, get your tickets immediately and meet us in Vegas. You can meet us, you can shake our hand, you can hug us, do whatever you need to do, guys. But I'm telling you, you know, if you thought what we've done thus far was a game changer, and I believe that it was, because again, there's so many people that have been in this industry a while, they have tried different things, and they have not had any success whatsoever. whatsoever. But now for the first time, people are making progress. And when you show people progress, you build trust with them, you build a long-term relationship with them, you build longevity, which for you people that like to recruit people, that means a bigger residual income check. But what we're going to do in Vegas is really going to shake up the industry. Really going to shake up the industry. And this is not hype, but I'm telling you for a fact, if you're not in Diaz Domination, if you're in it, be prepared to be blown away, guys, because they have some cool stuff that's coming out that's really going to help take your business and your income to the next level. So whatever it is you have to do, get in. If you call yourself a believer or a Christian or whatever it is, especially you all out there, you know, take a risk on yourself, because it's one thing to go to church every Sunday and every Wednesday or whenever you go to church and say that you believe God for this and you believe God for that and you got faith. But faith is an action. It's a verb, okay? It's not a noun. It's a verb, all right? It's a verb. It requires action. So if you say that you truly believe God, okay, that you truly trust God, that you believe God is going to bless you and be able to do all the things that he said he was going to do, then you have to meet him halfway and take action, okay? Prove it by your actions. It's one thing to pray to be a millionaire, for example, and you just sit on the couch and sleep all day and expect God to just drop $1 million out the sky and give it to you. You know, that's not going to happen. But it's another thing to pray to become a millionaire or whatever, a thousandaire, whatever it is you want to be. And you go out there and you take the actions required to position yourself in order to be able to receive what God has for you. So if you truly believe, if you truly have faith, okay, you need to go out there, this is not even a risk. I'm not even going to call it a risk. Take action, get started for $20. Follow the training, follow the system, plug in, and we will be there every step of the way with you on your journey to success. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap it up. Get back with whomever invited you. The time is now. The time is now for you all to stop talking and start putting into play what you say you believe in. If you truly believe it, prove it, and we'll see you at Vegas, or in Vegas, and on the beaches of the world. Our next event is Sunday, the Winning Women's Network Hangout. Get back with the person who invited you. They will give you information on that. Until then, have a good night. We'll see you soon.